Emefiele, the former CBN governor, operated 593 illegal United States, United Kingdom, China's accounts, CBN investigator reviews. Hello viewers and welcome to Info Gist TV. The former Central Bank of Nigeria governor, Goodwin Emefiele, illegally lodged billions of naira in no fewer than 593 bank accounts in the United States, also United Kingdom and China, without the approval of the Apex Bank's Board of Directors and the Central Bank of Nigeria's Investment Committee. The special investigator on the CBN and related entities, Jim Obaze, found that the ex-CBN governor lodged 543,482,213 euros in fixed deposits in the United Kingdom's banks alone without authorization. When contacted, counsel for Emefiele, Matthew Buka, SAN, asked one of our correspondents to send him a text message. He has yet to reply to the message as of the time of filing this report. That's the report from the special investigator. Meanwhile, Obaze submitted his final report tagged Report of the Special Investigation on the Central Bank of Nigeria and related entities chargeable offences to President Bola Tinubu's government. Meanwhile, Obaze submitted his final report tagged Report of the Special Investigation on CBN. The report partly read, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Goodwin Emefiele, invested Nigerians' money without authorization in 593 foreign bank accounts in the United States, China, and United Kingdom. While he was in charge, all the accounts were the billions lodged and have been traced by the investigators. In a letter dated July 28, 2023, cited by our reporters, President Bola Tinubu had named the former executive secretary of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, Obaze, as the CBN special investigator. Emefiele, who is currently in Kuje Custodial Center, is being prosecuted for 1.2 billion naira procurement fraud. He has not been able to perfect the 300 million naira bail granted him by a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory on November 2022. However, documents obtained by our correspondent indicated that the former Apex Bank governor might face fresh criminal charges over the handling of the CBN Naira redesign policy. Emefiele could be prosecuted for illegal issuance of currency under Section 19 of the CBN Act alongside Tunde Sabiu, a former aide to former President Muhammadu Buhari, and 12 top directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria. It was also gathered that the Naira redesign policy was sold to Buhari at the instance of Sabiu and that the initiative was done without the approval of the board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The investigator found that Buhari did not approve of the Naira redesign. It was Tunde Sabiu who first told Emefiele in September 2022 to consider the redesign of the Naira on October 6, 2022. Emefiele then wrote to Buhari that he wanted to redesign and reconfigure on 1,000 naira, 500 naira, and 200 naira notes. And the special investigator found that 61.5 billion naira was earmarked for the printing of the new notes, out of which 31.79 billion naira had been paid. Now, as of August 9, 2023, findings revealed that 769 billion naira of the new notes were in circulation. And the probe of the CBN also revealed that the fraudulent use of 26.627 trillion naira and means of the Apex Band, as well as the misuse of the COVID-19 Intervention Fund, was also part of it. For instance, the CBN under Emefiele, at its 661st meeting held on October 27, 2020, approved that the Consolidation Revenue Fund account should be debited with the sum of 124.860 billion naira, and decisions was implemented as of October 9th. Similarly, the Committee of the Governors at its 670th meeting held on December 9, 2022, also granted anticipatory approval pending receipt of a formal request by Mr. President and ratification by the Board of Directors, the payment of the sum of 250 billion naira only to the federal government of Nigeria to address challenges as a result of the low revenue inflow and the payment of salaries. The decision was implemented on December 15, 2020, and also as of December 30, 2020, the Committee of Governors at its 672nd meeting granted another anticipatory approval of 250 billion naira to federal government for payment of salaries pending receipt of a formal request by Mr. President and ratification by the Board of Directors. The APEC Bank's management through the Finance and General Purpose Committee equally granted anticipatory approval on the investment of 200 million naira in equity warrants of the African Finance Corporation. The former president tagged along but did not approve the redesign as required by law. In the Buhari's administration, Buhari merely approved that the currency be printed in Nigeria. The redesign was only mentioned to the board of the Central Bank of Nigeria on December 15, 2022, after Emefiele had awarded the contract to the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting PLC on October 31, 2022. That's the document. Emefiele was said to have contracted the redesign of the naira to De La Rue of the United Kingdom for £205 under the vote head of the Currency Operation Department, after the NSPM said it could not deliver the contract within a short time frame. Now, according to Section 38 of the Central Bank of Nigerians Act 2007, the Central Bank of Nigeria could grant temporary advances to the federal government in respect of temporary deficiencies of budget revenue at an interest. The section also provides that such advances are to be repaid by the end of the financial year in which they are granted otherwise. The Central Bank of Nigeria shall be stopped from granting such advances in the subsequent year. The advance is not to be repaid by way of promissory notes, securitization, or insurance of treasury bills. The CBN investigator discovered that the Central Bank of Nigeria Ways and Means was abused under the Buhari's administration. The document further said in an instance, the senior Central Bank of Nigeria and government officials padded what the former President Buhari proved with 198963162